How do you perform the LavaLoon attack strategy at Town Hall 10? That is what we're covering in today's video. I'm your host, Judo Sloth. Make sure to go ahead and subscribe for all of my Clash of Clans content. But today we're breaking down attacks by Elite Gaming in our CWL victory over One Hive 2.0. 5 Town Hall 10 LavaLoon 3-star attacks for you. And we're going to break down exactly what you're looking for in bases, how it differs from base to base. That's something that I really want you guys to take away from this. Let's start out with that first attack. Now, a lot of time you can bring a queen walk or a queen charge into the base as part of your kill squad. You may bring sacrificial heroes, we'll show replays of that, but basically what you're aiming for is value out of this initial kill squad. That is key, guys. A lot of things are important for a LavaLoon attack. There is the enemy queen, the enemy CC, air defense, wizard towers, and probably most importantly, the inferno towers. However, it really doesn't matter. It depends on the layout and what value you can get. So you can see from the queen on this one, fantastic use of the wall breakers by Bad Boy. You will see as well another attack, 6-pack in this war, guys. Brilliant stuff. But the value he gets out of this queen charge is 2 air defense, wizard tower, queen CC, just fantastic. The scout balloon comes in here. That's another thing that if you are using a queen charge technique, the healers need to be protected because you want your queen to help out with cleanup. Then comes the LavaLoon portion. You can see 2 inferno towers still standing, but we've carved an area of the base. That is the main thing of your kill squad. Once they come in, you then want to target the inferno towers. I'm saying single because that's all that there is in the base layouts. If there was a multi, you'd probably want to try and take that out for the balloons. However, you want haste spells in very quickly on the perimeter of the base in order for the balloons to catch up with the lava hounds. Then when they merge together, that's when you can use the spells of greater value, the rage spell, the heal spell, whatever is needed. But the haste spells are going to be what push the balloons through the base itself. You can see on this one, not really even needing that rage spell. Could have used it on the queen initially, could have used it as the balloons got together towards the end of the raid, swagging it really, just getting these minions and lava pups onto that final defense. But again, one thing we will get onto as the replays go on is tracking of the balloons as well and using the spells successfully on the back end of the base. Here is a base, just before we start, I mean, we've kind of gave it away there, but what do you think in terms of value? I mean, you can see it's kind of that southern teaser base. However, for a LavaLoon, we can get crazy amount of value from the bottom of the base. There's air defense, inferno towers, we can pull the CC. The queen, remember, will jump the wall, so you don't actually have to get as far as her altar. She'll come closer. So from the bottom of the base here, we can get brilliant value. And again, it's not a necessity. Wizard towers are something you often want to go for, but it's not a necessity to get them as part of the kill squad. Not even both I'm calling them air defense again, not even both inferno towers, even just one is fantastic value. So on this one, we do bring in a golem to kind of help the tank a little bit, but suicide heroes is the aim. We then get an air defense, the enemy queen, the enemy CC, and as you can see, very importantly, the inferno tower, but also, most importantly, we've kind of carved this path for our balloons. You can see here where they will kind of move around the base in that horseshoe fashion. We don't have to worry about them going here. The queen is going to step up and get a little bit more value. That's important. I mean, she is going to go down, but honestly, it doesn't matter because she's taken out that defense, which means, look at this now. You can see how the balloons might have split off onto that wizard tower. Now they will not. We are going to let the queen go down because if we look at what's left in the base, it's important that we attack this air defense and inferno Inferno Tower head on. If we were to attack from this side and try and swoop the other way around the base with LavaLoon, it wouldn't be as successful because the Lava Hound would pin right over to the air defense on the back here. As it happens, we've been quick enough to get the balloons in on the western side of the base in order to catch up with that Lava Hound. That's very important as well, guys. Had we have just put the balloons in at the bottom here and not brought them in from the west, the balloons would have then started tracking to the west. However, bringing them all in at the same time means they can converge together into the middle and they could follow the path of the Lava Hound. And again, it's kind of, I use this analogy all of the time, but it makes perfect sense to me. Think of the base in terms of a star. Okay, you do not want the balloons going across to every single point in the star. It's very inefficient, they take a lot of damage, and you can't necessarily use your spells effectively with that. If you come in from each point of the star with the balloons and the haste spells, they then converge in the middle. That is then when you use the haste spell, the heal spells, the rage spells, sorry, that have that greater value. You can hit more balloons and really help out. Let's move on to the next one. Again, we haven't really talked about back end defenses as well. You do have to kind of watch where your balloons are going, and then you can use spells accordingly for the back end. You will see that. So again, for this one, Bad Boy always likes to come in. Well, I shouldn't say always. He does do other attacks as well, but he is a pro at the Queen Charge. And look at the amount of wall break. Look at the skill he has with wall breakers. I just want you to admire that on this base. The funnel is set, guys. Look at this. A baby dragon and the king is all used to send the queen where we want, into that pocket. And again, straight away you can see wizard towers are going down, Inferno Tower goes down. We're going to pull the queen and CC as well. He did delay on the healers a little bit. That was basically just to save them a hit point or two from the archer tower. Not sure whether it would have been needed or not, but hey, you might as well do it if you can. Again, just sneaking them wall breakers in is putting a test wall breaker in first before he brings in his main group. And unfortunately, these ones split off to the other side. Counteracts that with a rage spell, but that is very nice, guys, because I say it all the time again, but if you're going to use a rage spell in order to help your queen, for instance, in this situation, it obviously helped her through the enemy queen and the enemy CC. If you can utilize the wall breakers during that time, they wreck walls under the rage spell. It's just amazing. We did have to use the rage spell there, thinking that the queen was going up this way, but she's actually drawn to the left by that one building. She's going to turn up there, but again, if things don't quite go right, you can still get the 3-star. Again, it's not necessarily the value she's taken out. Look at this. No air defense have been taken out, but it doesn't matter. The haste spells are vitally important to counteract that. Again, you can see the balloons coming in from the western side. At this point, they're already tanked by the Lava Hounds. It was these initial defenses where the Lava Hounds raced ahead of the balloons. That is where the haste spells were needed. Again, the spells, yes, the haste spells are good to get the balloons up next to the Lava Hounds where they're then protected, but you also have to think of where the area of damage is. Air defense, 4 of them up there next to the balloons, so it was obviously important that we saved some haste spells, and some other spells could have been a variety of things, to be honest, in order to counteract that area. And as you can see, the queen with the walk stayed alive with this one. Always helpful in terms of cleanup. And if you're using a queen charge, notice how that differed from the suicide hero attack. You're investing a lot of army camp space into the healers. Make best use of it. Try and protect her. She's then going to help with cleanup and take out defenses along the way. Let's not forget that, guys. Again, check out this base. So different, and this is again what I want you to get from this, that it's more the value you can get rather than what you can actually take out. So let's take a look at this one. We have air defense across to the western side of the base, Inferno Towers in the middle. We'd have to invest a lot to get into that. But look at over on the right hand side of the base here, we have 4 wizard towers and quite a significant amount of point defense as well. That is all damage that comes in on your balloons when you're doing the LavaLoon portion. So on this one, we actually opt to come in from that right hand side. Again, setting that funnel is vitally important. The last thing you want to do is fail at stage 1. Very nice to bring a couple of balloons to snipe off that archer tower and just make it so much easier to create the funnel down at the south of the base. Then the golem that comes in is enough to tank for the wizards to set that funnel and then come forward and do his job anyway. CC of bowlers comes in alongside the heroes, and again, the value that they get from this is amazing. So it's not, yes, the wizard towers are down, the enemy queen and CC is down, they are all vitally important things, but no inferno towers, no air defense. So again, it's not necessarily what you can take, it's not necessarily a defense that you have to take, it is in fact the value that you can get from it. And again, more importantly, look at the area of the base that is down. Balloons will not go to that area. You do not have to worry about it. You know exactly where they're going to go. You can control the AI. You can put the spells in effectively. And here is that area again. We need all of the balloons in this area. Look at how much damage there is there. We need the balloons all in that area. So the ones on the west there are important to send these balloons through the center. Otherwise, they would have started splitting off to the west. They would have then struggled to get back across here onto the air defense, and again the rage spell used in that area as they converge together. You still need a plan for them defenses though, guys. Look at this inferno tower. It's not like, you know, it's not there. You still need a plan for it. That haste spell was obviously very important in order to help out. You also then need to think about cleanup as well, guys. Notice how, I mean, minions are obviously going to be useful because you've already set off any air traps. Get them in. As soon as the balloons are deployed, as soon as them defenses are going down, get the minions in. Don't wait for cleanup. That is the last thing you want to do. So this is the final attack of this video. I hope it's helped you out in terms of some key objectives you would look for. But again, when breaking down bases, it is really carving an area out so that you can control the LavaLoon, thinking about what defenses they have on the way. If there's so much point defense, so much, you know, wizard, think about other strategies as well. It's not a one strategy fits every base. On this one, 2 wizard towers going down. I mean, the enemy queen, what we haven't shown you is an attack where we didn't get the enemy queen. If she's situated right in the center of the base, you've seen the queen pop strategies. You can use a skeleton spell and just factor in a rage spell over the top of the queen. Lava pups, when they burst into the lava hounds, sorry, when they burst into the pups, they can be important in taking down the queen, and pop a skeleton spell on top with that rage. She will go down, guys, and again, it's just an example that it's not necessarily what you take from the kill squad, it's what is best value for the base. So on this one, we actually missed that air defense, but again, I keep calling it an air defense. How many times have I done that in this video? The Inferno Tower, again, the balloons are spread out nicely that they're going to get to that. And again, just want to reiterate, getting them in from each and every angle with the haste spell. The heal spell, not necessarily great value in that one because the balloons did start to go down, but the haste spells, again, very important, and a lot of balloons left over to try and get through this last bit. It starts getting a little bit hairy on this one, but again, a 3-star is a 3-star, especially at this level. CWL week 6 for Elite Gaming, getting that victory. I hope you found this one helpful, guys. Make sure to leave any other tips that you have for the LavaLoon attack strategy, especially at Town Hall 10, but at other Town Hall levels, share any other tips as well. But that wraps it up for this one. I've been your host, Judo Sloth, and until next time, peace out, guys.